the game played out very similarly to last year. Is there something about the way they played that they managed to keep it close for so long?
And one of the things I just said to Joe after, I said, hey, we may do this again next year. Do you want to be in it? I said, well, let me think about that before I ask you. No, they're a good team, you know, I'm still fighting, guys. I thought Alex, I tell you something, 4 seconds in, he didn't go after a ball. Athletically, you're an athlete, explode and go get balls. Even if it's on the floor, and he stood there and watched it, boom, you're out. Then he got back in, and he's a double-double, and he could be dunking every ball, making free throws, getting fouled. I mean, that's who he is, and that's where we got to get him back to. You know, I didn't think Scout did some good stuff. You know, he's coming, but he's still, you know, got some things he's got to do. Again, we got to make some threes, and right now Tyler's not making them. I just told him, you got to shoot. You got to let it go. And I thought Charles Matthews was outstanding. I think he moved into the rotation now. If you ask me, he changed the whole game. It's not what he just did offensively, it's what he did defensively and coming up with balls and being active and trying. I said, look, get in the gym and shoot free throws. If he makes free throws, he's in that 7-man rotation, and he pushes guys out.
You mentioned the early play there with Alex, but there were a couple times he seemed to not be worried about his body, threw himself at people midair.
He's getting better. He's starting
about it more.
But I told the team after, I'm not going to accept anything other than an elite athlete when I watch him play. If he's not an elite athlete, he's out. He's not playing. Because he's capable of doing it. It's just really hard. And it's having to have him break through some confidence in his body. And so I'm kind of demanding it, and I love what I'm seeing. And like I said, we got to make some threes. You can't go 3 for 15. I think on the year we're shooting 23%. 22%. And we're still scoring a lot. Think about it, what I'm saying. What if we made 5, 7 more threes, you know, and we're capable of that. We're just not doing it right now.
Was it Boston's zone that maybe caused you guys to take so many three-pointers tonight?
We didn't take them in. We only took 15. So we just didn't make them. Like, some of them were open, but our whole thing was, let's go inside, let's throw lobs, let's offensive rebound, let's drive the lane if they play zone. And I think they did a good job. They ran their stuff. I thought we defended really well in the second half. I don't know exactly how many points they had, but I think, what, they had 30 in the second half? 29? So, you know, then the last one was, you know, a foul where we gave them, you know, a couple free throws. So I thought we did a much better job in the second half guarding and kind of wearing him down a little bit.
Yeah, one thing about Alex, you bring him off the bench as like a 6th man. Are you looking, is there a reason why the 6th man?
I just said when I went in after, I think he should be starting, but we'll figure that out. I mean, he's a starter. It's just he or Marcus. And then I said maybe it's Marcus and he together, and let Scout come off the bench. And with Charles right now, so you got 7. There you go. Let's figure it out. Is there an 8th man that sneaks in? I'm not seeing it right now, but maybe there is.
Raise your hand. You have a question, please.
Isaac, I didn't play him today only because of his foot. He limped around for a couple days, so. But I'm thinking that South Florida, who won today, by the way, beat Albany. I'm thinking that he has a chance because that's a game they have a couple guys that I think he can guard, that he can play with.
John, can you talk a little bit about your relationship with Orlando? How far back it goes? How did it start?
Well, he played at St. Raymond's High School in New York, so ended up going to Pitt, and but he went after I left Pitt and went to Massachusetts. But I watched him and got to know him, and he got into coaching. You know, stayed close with him, and had an opportunity at Memphis, and he came with me, did a fabulous job, just like he did here. I mean, I've not ever met one person that has anything bad to say about him. And I try to hire guys that's how they are, because everybody talks bad about me. So you'd like to have, you know, people around me they're thinking good things about. So he's you know, and he's done a great job. They lost some games, but if you watch the games, They're running good stuff, they're organized, they're getting the shots, they're missing a lot of shots, they're missing a lot of threes, but they're trying, they're fighting, and it was a great win for them tonight.
How tough is that job for anybody?
It's a very hard job. It's a very hard job. But he's up for it. I'm telling you, I've watched him, I've seen him, but it's just like anything else. Those are the kind of jobs it takes time. It takes 1 or 2, 3 classes to come together, and then you see it. But when you're walking into a situation like that, it's just hard to say, hey, we're going to, I remember we went UMass, we were 10-18, and 17-14 my second year, and they were saying, like, man, I'm not sure this guy can do this. And then by my third year, we were 21-14, happened to get to the NIT, and they're still questioning what we're doing. And then I got that group of seniors, and then we started going, and it changed the whole thing up there. But it takes time. It took my 4th years where we started getting to where we were pretty good.
John, how often do you talk to Orlando, and would you anticipate maybe scheduling him to play a game here?
They'll play here next year, I believe. But no, he and I, we probably talk once a week, maybe more than that. Like, I'll call him, and it was a 2-point game with 2 seconds to go while the anthem was playing, and I was looking at Chris, tell me if it's over, give me the thumbs up or thing. So I wanted to know that he won that game, and again, I hope he loses the next one, but after that, I hope he wins them all. But it's, he's somebody that's helped me in 2 different situations, Memphis and here, turn these things around, and I wish him nothing but the best. And I think not only is he a great guy, a good person, a great heart, good family man, he's also a terrific basketball coach.
I think Briscoe had 3 steals. I think he scored off all of them, and a block in the first 10 or 15 minutes tonight. Did you see him keep that up over the course of the game?
He's got to make a couple more free throws. 4 or 5 out of 7 I can deal with. 3 out of 7 is a hard deal. When you're a guard, I can't have you in at the end. But here's what he is. He's just so disruptive defensively and rebounding the ball. And he really is smart and can see things. And now you have he and Isaiah out there. He and Tyler out there. They're mixing it up pretty good and talking to one another and playing off of one another. We just got a different kind of team. I mean, we need Jamal. He needs to be a little more active offensively than he is right now, and we'll figure it out. I mean, I'm watching Scal, watching what Vandy's doing with their big guys. They're letting them catch it at 7 feet and square up and shoot balls and drive. Maybe that's what we do with Scal. We haven't figured this stuff out, just so you know. We're still trying to know, how do we play, how do we finish games, what's the best way to play. Do we put Tyler away from the ball at times so we can give it to him where he can make plays away? But I will say this: you got to make some threes. You can't win good games being 3 for 15 from the 3-point line, and we've been that now since the beginning of the year.
John, what is that about, do you think? I mean, you have good shooters.
Well, we do have good shooters. We just don't have good makers.
How did you like the shots that they're taking?
Yeah, I thought Tyler should have taken a couple others. Like, he took a tougher shot on the drop. I said, you got to shoot the first one. We got to live with it. And then you got to get in the gym and make sure you get more confident shooting the ball, because you guys, we've all watched him. He was a 43% 3-point shooter last year. What is he this year? 16%? Think about that. He was a 43% 3-point shooter last year. So he has it, he's just not making it.
That was tonight the most aggressive you'd seen Scal defensively. It's
Better.
Like he was going
He's getting
after
better.
some more shots.
It's just, look, last year, I think I'm going to get, for him to see where Carl was in some of these games, because it may have been Buffalo. He had 3 points and 2 rebounds last year. Carl did. Couldn't get it to the basket, shooting fadeaways, couldn't get a ball, had a couple blocks. And it's going to take time. Scal, he's trying, but this is all new. He doesn't react like the other guys right now. He's got to start reacting quicker. React quicker to voices. When someone says something to you, you can't look at them. What? Wait, what? You got to react to it. Switch, help. Step up, Scout, step up. You can't be stepping back. And that's kind of where he's still figuring stuff out. And I say that he had 16 points and 7 rebounds and 3 blocks and a steal. And we're like, he's got a long way to go. So we're looking for like 25 and 20 and 12 blocks.
Cal, what do you do with your kids for Thanksgiving to keep it a family thing?
We're going to have a meal down there at a country club with a friend of mine. We'll leave tomorrow, and we're going to do something at the Alonzo Morning Center, and then we're going to practice at their Miami facility. Take them out to dinner tomorrow night, and then practice probably around noon on Thanksgiving Day. Have Thanksgiving at 5. We're going to have, some of them have parents down there, so we'll probably have a dessert bar after at the hotel so we can meet all the families and do all that stuff. Play the game on Friday, and I think we come back.
Anything else?
Thanks.
All right.